Hello YouTube, welcome back to Essence Presents Production YouTube channel. My name is Liz. I am the owner, founder, head photographer, content strategist. We do content marketing and media production for small businesses and creatives. So this week's topic, we are talking about time management for solopreneurs and basically giving you the solopreneur's guide to time management. I consider myself to be a solopreneur. I started Essence Presents Production as well as my other business called Brilliant Pit Seasonal Wellness. I feel like I have a bit of advantage when it comes to talking about some of the ways you can manage your time best when you are juggling many different responsibilities and you want to maximize your productivity. Although I am still just starting out on this journey of entrepreneurship, I have about 4 years under my belt of kind of working on my business behind the scenes. I've been told that I organize my time and structure my days really well compared to most people. So I feel like I can give some insight into how you can do things best when it comes to organizing and managing your time as a solopreneur. I'll be running through how to manage your time in the first place and balance multiple responsibilities to ultimately maximize your productivity. Next week, we're going to get into some practices for expanding your mindset for what is possible for you and your business. For me, maximizing my time has gone hand in hand with expanding my mindset. And I believe that when we fuse them together, these practices have the ability to be life-changing in unexpected ways. So let's get right into it. If you've been following along since last week, I made a video about how I set up my daily routine, how I organize my calendar using Google Calendar. And if you're interested, I take you through a step-by-step on how I personally use the Google Calendar, which I believe is very beginner-friendly, kind of gives you a roundup of how to use it in total. So if you're interested in that video, check out the link in the description. It'll be called Google Calendar 101. Managing your time really does come down to one element, and that is your ability to stick with a system. You may find that I take an all-encompassing approach in building this system, and that is because I don't believe being a solopreneur means that our happiness takes the backseat. I actually believe the opposite. Your schedule should be the closest thing to your dream reality. So the reason we want to implement the things that make you happy is because we want this schedule to stick, we want it to feel amazing, and we want it to be worthy of following. The purpose of managing our time is usually to be more efficient with it in order to achieve a goal, implement a certain habit or desirable routine, or something along these lines. Time is valuable, and therefore a system that can strategically add to this value is the purpose of managing it. If you are just starting out on your time management journey, hello. It is not an easy task to organize your life, especially if you've never been good at it. So I encourage you to be flexible in the beginning. This is key. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with sticking to a timely schedule if you're not already doing something similar. But this is where I'd start. If you have some sort of commitment or consistent activity that you do weekly, daily, monthly, or in your daily routine, and I assume the majority of us do, then this is a great place to start implementing structure. Try adding an hour either to the front end or the back end of your commitment to see if it sticks. If not, that's fine. This all comes with being flexible with yourself and understanding yourself enough to know what will not work for you. Which brings me to my next point. I want you to think back on your life and think of a time where you felt really productive, more motivated than usual, or simply like you were taking action and things felt good. This past experience is a good indicator of how you might manage your time best in the present. What was going on in your life? Were there stressors that you were constantly dealing with? How were your relationships? You may find from these past experiences that you're best able to manage your time when other elements of your life feel surmountable, manageable, and harmonious. This is what I've found personally. If you're finding that there are stressors in your daily life, focus on making these areas more enjoyable or simply less stressful. Eliminating these more challenging aspects of life should be priority before attempting to add on tasks and activities that are meant to fulfill your days. All of this will feel much easier if we start from a place of neutrality. Beyond being flexible in the beginning, we should touch on the goal of managing your time. And that is to allow for a more desirable experience. So how do we go about doing this? I've found for me that it starts with stabilizing where you're at and then maximizing wherever you're at consistently. This way, you're always inching closer and closer to your ideals. Here is a practice to help you figure this out. Draw on a sheet of paper a graph that defines each day of the week and every hour of the day. It should look a little something like this. Make sure the hours in this graph outline the specific hours that you are up and about throughout your day, the times when you are doing. First, begin by visually blocking out the time that defines your commitments in a given week. Be sure to include commute times and also be very realistic about start times and end times. You can get creative and define certain commitments by colors so that you can compartmentalize in your brain what tasks are related and what are not. This practice will ultimately help you identify a few things. Number one, how much time that you actually have that is free. Number two, how much time you have that isn't free. And number three, the potential you have to utilize your free time to work towards your goals. The next step here is to think really deeply about happiness, what brings you happiness, and how you want to implement it into your days. Why do we do this? Because implementing the things that will make you happy will make you much more likely to stick to this schedule and see it as kind of this ideal that you are working towards. And if the things that make you happy are implemented in your schedule, you're less likely to change it in the future and you're more likely to just maximize on it. If you need help in making sure that you're touching on all areas of your life and you want to make sure that you are implementing happiness in each of the categories of life, so to speak, start by writing down these main words: social, leisure, physical, mental, and spiritual. Think deeply on each of these areas of your life and how your goals pertain to each. Once you've written down these goals, you now can translate each of these goals into how they can fit into your schedule, into your days, weeks, months, year. How often you put your energy into each goal is completely up to you and your discernment. If you are working on a monthly or yearly basis with some of your goals, I would suggest utilizing a digital calendar like Google Calendar so that you can see ahead and translate your goals into the future. Now it is time to balance all of these responsibilities, all of these goals to ultimately maximize your productivity in your day. This is the hardest part. We have to consider that there is a right way to balance these responsibilities, and all of it is up to you and your discernment. Think about your personality, how you respond to stress, and the ways in which you feel the most actionable. Thinking of these things will ultimately help you make more informed decisions on what will actually work for you and stick. This last step is all about determining when, where, and through what tasks you want to consistently work on and achieve the goals that you've set out for yourself. So this is when you time block in your calendar the times that you want to work on certain tasks or activities that will get you closer to your goal for your business. If you are looking for more specific ideas on how to do this, how to manage your time as a solopreneur, please drop your suggestions in the comments. One of my goals is to help small businesses, creatives, solopreneurs like me really streamline their content creation, marketing, everything digital marketing in a way that makes sense to them. And by doing so, managing time is critical. So if you have any ideas for more tips, more tricks on how I manage my time as a solopreneur, please drop in the comments and I would be happy to make a video about that in the future. If you gained any wisdom from this video or you really like the subject matter, please give me a like. If you are interested in this kind of content, all about content marketing, spirituality, wellness, but also entrepreneurship, business, please consider subscribing. I will be uploading weekly videos to help you out. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.